Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of Master Shar. It's a banner reaction video series. Even though typically um, I actually go about and do like a group reaction with several good friends of mine um, on one of our Discord servers. I like to give my own just to give my take and my perspective on these units without being influenced directly or indirectly by others' opinions. And it's kind of just like my own individual, unbiased, hopefully, analysis of each unit, several different builds, and also like short and long term impact on the game as a whole. So let's begin.
I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
In sickness and health. Woo! So right off the bat, yeah, I don't recognize I didn't recognize who was in the second one. The first one looks like Nyla. Third one, I want to say it's Raphael, and last one is Makaya and Soth. So it looks like that's the dual unit for this banner. But I'm excited since I'm a longtime Tellius fan myself. Nyla.
We mustn't idle. Bring my groom with haste.
Okay, so she has her special weapon, which is called Bride's Fang, which has a slaying effect. And if the foe is above the Desperation Vantage HP threshold of 75%, um, then three of the stats besides Res gets the buff by 5, which could result in potential doubles um, for certain thresholds. And if the special triggers before or during combat, which is very similar to Special Spiral, um, or um, or in some cases the Pavis and Shield, Pavis, Pavis and ranged or close range shield type damage reduction specials for melee and ranged attacks. Then it's negative -1 after combat, which sounds awfully like Special Spiral, except Special Spiral is like 2 cooldown before and after. Um, and it's a little bit, yeah, it's like a little mix of Shield Pulse and Special Spiral, which makes this open up a lot of play options for Nyla. And then, at the last piece, I think this is like the same effect as base OG Nyla, but yeah, if she transforms, she gets 2 additional attack and the Woldao plus 10 damage effect when the special triggers. Yeah, so she comes with Moonbow, same as her OG version. Swift Sparrow 3, which is becoming the new Swift Sparrow 2, meaning that it should be an easy skill to get, but it's not, funny enough. Chill Speed Defense 2. Wow, this one I've been waiting for some time actually to get. It's a really good chill skill because, if you take away both speed and defense, you not only double them, but you're more or less going to kill them off the hand. And then she keeps her C skill Claire. Yeah, so right off the bat, um, I can tell she's going to be a very good unit. Um, Not only with the weapon, Swiss Pharaoh, chill speed defense too, being a green beast infantry Laguz, she's definitely going to be uh, pretty rampant in some of the more competitive game modes. I might run into her from time to time, especially in top tier arena, Coliseum, and maybe even AR. And long term, if last year's OG Nyla is any indication, I still see a lot of people use OG Nyla today, and she's going to be viable a year from now too. So, all in all, excellent unit. Very little I would change. might be worth considering adding back DC and maybe no C disrupts. So in a strange way, you can sacrifice OG Nyla for a Bridal Nyla, and basically she'll work about the same, if not even better, in some cases. If New Year's Leaf is any indication, the green beast version of the original Tellius Lagoons units usually better in some way, and in this case, it's clearly an upgrade over base original Nyla. Even though this is a debuff effect on the foe instead of a buffing effect. So all in all, great unit. Um, yeah. So this is something I also talked about with some of my friends, but so Moonbow is gonna be uh, one cooldown special. And then if she triggers Moonbow, then it's an additional -1. So it's basically gonna become a zero cooldown special already. Um, if you were to build this with special spiral on B, uh, and you were to run something like Ignis, Glacies, Ether, uh, Iceberg, Luna. Yeah, so there are a lot of 3 to 4 turn specials that instantaneously become zero cooldown specials upon a certain proc with the special spiral build. That in itself is nuts. It doesn't apply to Gale Force as much because Gale Force is before, during, bef- I would say Gale Force is before and after type of effect. And with Ares, who has something similar, because he couldn't get Gale Force to go down by 2 after proccing it, Gale Force doesn't apply. So that's something to note. But oh, Astra as well, I forgot. Yeah, many specials are going to be for free, or going to be just chained, which is going to make it very annoying to play against Nyla on teams who run it. Yeah, she's going to be a meta unit. I have a strong feeling about that. Being that it's a bridal banner, even at the top tier whales that I usually see and face pretty regularly and take note of, I'm not sure if people are going to have enough orbs or resources to be able to build her up per se. I could be wrong. I did see a lot of fallen Julias, a lot of +10 fallen Corins already. So yeah, some people could probably pull rabbits out of their hat to make this work. Um, but that joking aside, yeah. So if I were to use a 5 star rating system to rate Nyla, she's either a 4.5 or close to a 5 out of 5. I just think that she's that good. Um, she's probably going to be running all the way up to top tier Green Beast unit because there's only one of her, and she's infantry, which gives her a lot of options. I mean, even though she has a glare, run her with Times Pulse, run her with some other skills, and she's good to go. She's pretty much good as she is, and just putting even more premium skills and optimizing her is just going to make her stronger, deadlier, faster, whatever you call it. And she's going to come with higher BST than OG Nyla. So, yeah. So, this is a really good unit, folks. Highly suggest that you try to pull for her free to player whale. And sadly, those whales are going to be going after her hard.
Remember your vows.
Okay, so over there we saw we saw some of her stats. So it was 47 damage using Moonbow. Moonbow's 30% reduction um, in defense and res. So she has 40 HP. She doubles, so she's going to be super fast. Um, the the Bridal Fang has the debuff active, so keep in mind that this is -5 speed as well. which allows her to score the double. So thinking about it, thinking about it general, I would say she would have um, a decent attack. Most likely going to be 36 to 38 ish, I want to say. And her speed is going to be, um, yeah, her speed is going to be interesting because she has the debuff effect and she also has Sparrow. Um, Basically, that is a difference of 12 speed by itself. I don't expect her to be super speedy. She's not going to be Spring Fear, who has 49 bait, 49 4950-ish base speed, depending on merges and whatnot, or dual She's not going to be as fast as those. That much I can be certain. But I think she can climb up to upper 40s easily with everything in play. So if you subtract, let's say, 12 from 49, she's probably coming with. Oh, and the chill. I forgot the chill too. Yeah, the chill is another 5 speed. So, so she doesn't need to be super fast because, yeah. So there's a 17 points of speed difference at work here. Um, I think she is going to have 36 speed, about the same speed as Garrick and Ossian, or we like to call him Poogie Poogie. Um, and I see her having about the same speed as her OG blue beast infantry form. So there's that. Defense, I think she usually comes with a pretty high defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see like 33, 34 ish base defense. Um, and then last but not least, Res. Res is not her strong suit. It was never her strong suit in the OG form, and I think this form is also going to have 25, 26-ish res. So that's going to be her lowest stat. She has 40 HP, which is just about the same as most of your green axe infantry units for the most part. So that's that. Um, so she's probably going to be one of those Gen 4 173 infantry BST units. Um, I don't think you need to run G dual infantry on her anymore, just because she already has the BST and she has some of the premium skills already for A, B, and C. All you need is just Rally Plus, and she's good to go for arena purposes. Even as dumb as that mold may be sometime. Uh, and yeah, what else is there to say about Nyla? Ooh, before I forget, um, as far as boons and banes go, it's possible she's gonna come with an attack super boon. Um, but OG Nyla did not have a super boon or bane, if I recall correctly. Uh, if it were up to me, um, I mean, it is pretty possible. It is possible and necessary to go plus speed, but seeing as her like most of her units that she does well against are blue units, I think I'm gonna go plus tech on mine. Um, just to increase her damage output and make sure she kills off other opponents. So yeah, that's stat speculation and further analysis and insight based on this encounter. And let's go.
Remember your vows. I'm a Boro of Hoshido.
Oh, so that's a
I've been
Moro,
looking
actually.
forward to this for
Okay.
a long time.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her, but that definitely looks like a Moro. Okay, so yeah, quickly, she has something called the Pledge Blade, which she has a bonus effect, um, which is more or less just a map based effect, or in some cases, she gets so dominance is It looks like Dominance might be the new dual skill from what I can tell before watching on the other banner because I haven't heard of Dominance before. Um, yeah, so extra movement, basically, I think, yeah, if I recall, she's a sword infantry unit. So extra movement, if she gets, you know, brave, dual Ephraim or legendary Azura, dance and dual skill effects. So the bonus effect is active, grants attack, defense +4, and special cooldown +1 per foe's attack during combat. I think I've seen this before with Rinka, but it was for her green. It was for a green unit, and it doesn't stack, so you can't do some uh, you can't use some mechanic that improves number of charges you get per foe's attack. I would say Rinka, uh, Mythic Leaf, or Sword Leaf, as well as Owain have kind of a similar effect or similar mechanics where they're built for enemy phase, and if they take a hit, they're going to charge their special faster. And hmm, and yeah, um, yeah, and even if the foe's damage does zero, even the foe's attack does 0 damage, they still get uh the the charge. Yeah, so it's like those other effects in certain units that are very enemy phase oriented. I think we have 3 of those for sword units and 1 green for Rinka. Uh, I think because this is Pledge Blade Plus, I think this is an inheritable sword. So yeah, so 2 months after, or the month after Rinka's club comes out, um, Pledge Blade becomes an inheritable sword that can be used to do kind of the same thing off of a seasonal unit. Yeah, so so now this is gonna be a thing. That actually makes her pretty good for fodder purposes. Uh, because yeah, it's pretty hard to get sword, and it's not gonna come back until the double special banner later on that features Oboro, or just coming back next year in general. So she has Rally Attack Res Plus. I think Nino's other uh, seasonal unit, Christmas Nino, who has that as well. Yeah, so she gets a tier 3 dual rally skill. Attack defense form 3, um, same as Evo from the Thracia banner for the first Thracia banner for book 4, and then odd pulse type 3. Basically, this is the odd turn form of even pulse type 3, which Nils has. Yeah, so she's looking like a support enemy phase unit. Uh, Wants to be close to other units as much as possible, and shuts down infantry pulse teams during odd turns. So between Nils and Overall, it is quite possible if you run them on the same team for AR or other game modes which use the infantry pulse mechanic ad nauseum, you can shut down those teams now. But you got to pay a certain amount of orbs and get lucky enough to get these units to do so. It's another IS thing that keeps popping up. It's like, ooh, we have a broken mechanic, but only certain units and only certain builds can run it. So without further ado, let's get to the combat scene. Okay, so here we see her taking on the generic cleric. For base form, she has 42 HP. Um, and then the cleric, this is close range. She's doing close range, and clerics are generally very very slow units. So she's doubling a very slow unit, which doesn't um doesn't really say much because most of these units have around um 20 or even less speed, maybe in the 10s sometimes from what I've seen. Um, yeah, if OG overall is any indication, uh, Bridal overall is going to have roughly between 25 to 30 speed. She'll be one of the slower sword units, but her defense is probably going to be in the high 30s, low 40s. It's probably good to give her bonfire, just to let her do one round bonfire procs, a lot like Rinka does. Um, Actually, now that I bring up Rinka, her club has a slaying effect, so it is a little better um than the overall's pledge sword. Um, However, yeah, overall is in a hotly contested red sword pool, and for me, I'll just get a copy of her and go kind of thing. Just because there's too many other sword units I'm working on, and she's not exactly the type of sword unit that fulfills a unique enough niche for me to seriously consider investing in her. I have Avo, I have Vanguard Ike, um, I have Valentine's Ike. I also have um, I also have quite a few true damage reduction type sword units that kind of do the same thing. Uh, and yeah, I mean, there's some between the armors as well as between some of the different sword units that fulfill different niches. Um, yeah, overall's going to find it tough to win a spot in the regular rotation of the sword units I use, because of the units I just mentioned. So he's gonna have decent attack, um, probably between 35 to 37-ish attack. Um, uh, Low speed between 25 to 30 speed. High defense, 36 to 40, I would say, and low res between 20 to 25 and 42 HP. Yeah, so he's gonna be a BST unit, Gen 4 sword BST unit, and that's all I have to say. Put in a put in a C skill and a defense based special like Ignis and Bonfire, and you're all set for overall. If I were to give overall some rating out of 5, she looks like a 3 to 4 out of 5 unit, just considering her stats, base skills, type of investment, play style, and kind of her place in the current meta. I know there are going to be some overall fans out there, and probably I'm going to rub some overall fans the wrong way. Um, but being a red sword unit these days is pretty much almost a death sentence, sadly. But for those of you who want to go for overall merges and build her up, great for you. And that's just my take on overall and my plans for her on my main account. Let's continue.
Have you seen my bride? She must
Ooh,
look very
Raphael, he's
beautiful.
finally in the game. Okay, so Raphael um, seems to be an infantry beast dancer. I think that's the first of its kind. Nils is an infantry dragon dancer, so he and Ninian are a bit different. But I'm thrilled that Raphael's in the game. I've been waiting for Raphael to show up in the game ever since Rayson and Leanne Leanne showed up last year in the beginning. Yeah, Raphael was very key to some of my Radiant Dawn runs. Usually I had to pick between, I either switch between him and Rayson because they both could dance 4 in the tower map. And funny enough, a lot of people, including myself, thought that he was going to be an armored dancer. However, he's an infantry dancer, and he doesn't have the ability to dance 4 at once. That would be a seriously busted mechanic in heroes if any unit can dance more than a unit at once. Um, so Raphael has Groom's Wing, which gives him +3 res. Um, at the start of turn one, grants a special cooldown -1 to unit support partner of any. So that's like half of Valoria's Wolf Pup Fang in a way. And then uh, similar to Nyla's Bridal Fang, uh, Raphael can do transform, can do +2 attack and +10 damage. The Woe Beast effect, or the Beast critical damage, extra damage effect. Yeah, so yeah, as with all the other Herons, he has Sing, Firestorm. He comes with Firestorm Dance 2 and Ward Beasts. Interesting. So I think for the last couple of seasonal banners, starting back with the Valentine's banner with Conrad, Cavalry Sword Conrad. Um, then we move on to uh, another unit, or another banner, uh, in March with Spring Narshan in the Spring banner. Um, then April with the 30th anniversary Arcanadian Kids banner with Marth, and now with Raphael. I think he's going to most likely be the 4-star Demo, because like this base kit is not very overwhelming. Um, it's a nice weapon for Groom's Wing, and he's an infantry dancer as well. Ward Beasts, being available at 4-star, would be really nice. So that I don't have to keep spending Valorias to use put Ward Beasts on other units. Um, for Raphael, just looking at his base kit, um, I give him a 4 out of 5. Just because I feel like he could have had better dancer skills. He probably could have had a good A skill, and yeah, I feel like IS kind of nerfed him because he was too broken. Although at the same time he has more movement compared to Radiant Dawn, so I'm thinking I'm a bit of conflict. But at the same time, the fact that he could be a 4-star, and the fact that you can pull both 4 and 5-star copies of him, merging up really easily, and put him as a dancer on a Laguz team or beast team of any kind. Um, there's more pros and cons. So all in all, I'm pretty excited and thrilled Raphael's in the game. Uh, I think he's going to be a pretty good unit. Just be sure you pair up support with him and use him on offense and have him on player phase so that you take advantage of the -1 cooldown effect to yeah, it's only to unit support partners, so it's not the same as 2 unit and unit and support partner. It's not for 2 units, it's only for 1. And let's take a look at. Okay, so Raphael comes up to a blue mage that's 28 times 2. So he has 38 health, which is kind of low for dancers. So I don't really expect dancers like him to run infantry pulse, because infantry pulse is reserved for the Sylvias, the Olivias, and other dancers who have copious amounts of health. Yeah, he does 28 times 2 to a blue mage. Blue mages usually have between 10 to 15 defense. Uh, this is the same color too. So right off the bat, I think his attack is going to be between 26 and 30. Dancers aren't really known for having high attacks in general. And if Rayson and Leanne are any indication, which I have at +10 and which some of my friends have pretty well invested, they only have about mid 40 attack fully merged with the Heron Wing. Yeah, so 26 to 30 attack. In terms of speed, I think he's gonna have like middling speed between 28 and 32. Um, Even though he doubles the blue mage, yeah, blue mages are typically slow, and Raphael was decent speed back in Radiant Dawn, if I recall correctly. Defense, I have a bad feeling Raphael's gonna be somewhat squishy. So I am going to say he's going to have 25 to 30 defense probably. And res, I think he'll have a little more res, so 26 to 32-ish. Maybe. Dancers suffer from the BST penalty in most cases. And, Raphael's going to be the same, and he's going to be lower than a typical blue infantry unit BST-wise. But he has sing or dance, which makes up for it. But yeah, let's move on to the last unit. Oh my gosh! It is Micaiah and Salt.
So beautiful.
You're very dapper.
And holy cow, it's a flying colorless tone unit. Yeah, so now we have Micaiah across every color, including colorless. And this is most likely going to be the strongest Micaiah ever, without even taking a look at the skills as well as the stats. But let's go move on.
South.
Be safe.
Yep, so Joyful Vows, the dual armor cab effectiveness stays from Thani, from Don Suzu, from Light of Dawn. Yep, that stays. And if the bonus effect is active, so similar to the bonus effect of Obero, as well as certain other units. I think Christmas Marth has it as well. Then gets attack res +6, which is it's like an attack res solo effect, although it's bonus effect during combat. And then Full cannot make a follow up, so it's basically quasi mirror impact in a way with the dual effect. Yeah, so she doesn't need mirror impact at all. She doesn't need any impact skills at all if set up correctly. Sacrifice. Uh, so yeah, reduces HP by amount restored, as well as converting bonus penalties and bonuses. It's like a health. It's like a heal harsh command plus type effect. Pretty broken. If you run into sacrifice teams in ether raids, be very careful because even if you debuff a unit, Micaiah sacrifices, and that unit becomes much stronger than before. Mm. It backfires against units like Fallen Ike, but that's pretty far and few in between. So she has attack res push 4. The second unit to have that, the first being Legendary Leaf. She has Mystic Boost, and this moves from the Legendary Mythic pool to the Seasonal pool. And sadly, this skill hasn't moved to the regular pool yet. And then she has Attack Res 03, which was on Legendary Julia back last year. Yeah, so none of her skills are anything new, but she has a pretty insane weapon. She's flying, and let's check out her dual skill. Okay, her dual skill is Dominance. To unit and allies within 3 columns centered on the unit. Inflicts defense res -7 on foes within 3 units centered throughout their next action. So that's kind of like the dagger debuff effect. And then Dominance is unit deals additional damage equals the total penalties on foe for 1 turn. Dang, that's like the Blizzard Tome effect on steroids. And it's basically just doing doing broadleaf fan, spy's dagger type of, yeah, kind of opposite of cleaner effects on all units, and gives it to allies on the own team. So that makes everybody on the team just virtual killing machines for one turn. And as with all the other dual skills, I think this one kind of takes the cake in a way, uh, literally speaking, wedding cake wise, because it's so broken. And and yeah, before, when you thought Hector's 20 damage all at the start of dual units was broken, wait till you get dual Makai and use this skill. Every dual skill becomes more broken than the last, it seems. So, so there you have it. And let's take a look at Makaya's stats.
Certainly.
Take my hand.
Happily.
Let's go together.
I'm right here.
Hi. Okay, so looking at her stats, so I think she has the O skill in effect. So you have to -5 to both res and attack. So 56 attack, 20 speed, 19 defense, and 38 resistance. Really good. If you want to go for super boons or banes, forgot this about Raphael, but I don't think he'll be getting any super boons or banes per se. More likely super banes than boons. But who knows? Micaiah is certainly going to get attack res super boon just like her brave version. I would say I'm 90% sure. And yeah, we're doing some rough calculations, and Micaiah, uh, Micaiah does up to, and she's colorless, so this is all basically true damage coming from her. She has 61 attack with the O skill. Um, Joyful Vows gives her another attack res +6 because of the bonus effect in play. So that's gonna push her to 67. Attack res push is another 7 attack in res, so that's 74. And the dominant skill turns penalties into bonuses. So uh, so -7 res +7 attack basically to Micaiah gives her 84, and then 14 extra, so 1498. Um, 98, and then let's see if I've missed any other points of damage. Uh, yeah, she can't get rallied at all because of attack res 03. Yeah, so 98. If you had Death Blow 4, or Death Blow 3 seal to her, that puts another 6 on top of 98, which is 104. So she's right off the bat, she's gonna do 98 to 104 damage. And if you had effectiveness multiplied by 1.5, that's over 150 points of damage against calves and armors. That's just insanely broken. And yeah, and with these banners, these dual units always take the cake, sadly. Um, she's out of 5, she's a 10 out of 5, or whatever number out of 5. She's too good. I mean, if you guys want to pull on this banner, try and get a copy of her if you can. You won't be disappointed at all. Even one copy will make your team and your barracks up to the take it up to the next level, or whatever it is. But yeah, out of these 4 units, Micaiah so clear winner. No surprise, Nihil is second. Raphael is third, and Obro is 4th. Let's take a look at the Tempest Trial unit, if we can find it.
Take my hand.
Happily.
Let's go together.
I'm right here.
Okay, so here we see the Tempest Trials unit is going to be Hinata. Base Hinata wasn't very fast, and I think Hinata is going to have a weapon similar to Obero, um, where it's inheritable. It's an axe unit. He's not going to have very fast speed, so about 30-ish speed. His weapon's going to do some damage, but I think it's enemy phase, so it does more damage if he gets attacked versus attacking player phase. And I don't really know. His res is pretty low typically on his OG form, so Bridal Hinata or Groom Hinata is going to have a low res as well, and he's gonna have a pretty high defense. He has 51 HP, so that's pretty high. Yeah, he has the highest HP. I see some infantry pulse shenanigans whenever I see 50 HP. So, have any spare Dorcases and other units with infantry pulse? Hinata's probably your guy. Uh, we don't know about his base kit yet, so hopefully IS makes some harder to obtain skills more readily available. And there's Tempest Trials unit. Ooh, and I was right. Raphael is going to be the 4-star, as I suspected when I first saw him. Yeah, and that's going to be this year's Bridal banner. Exciting stuff. Um, I'll probably live stream my Bridal polls sometime tomorrow, if for those interested in watching me suffer through completing this. But I'm excited because it's Tellius, and all 3 Tellius units are going to get quite a few orbs from me, not going to lie. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this banner reaction, review, speculation, initial thoughts. Uh, also, yeah, I mean, I think just with the other 3 Makaias who are still very much in play today, Dual Makai is going to take things up another level. Yeah, I see that her and Nyla being very much used if people happen to pull on her in general. Other 2, probably not as much. Maybe Raphael, since 4 stars makes him readily available. But anyways, happy summoning. I'll be live streaming my Bridal polls tomorrow and maybe later this week. And then be sure to catch some of my content on my YouTube channel for those interested. And have a great day, and let the bridal festivities happen. Talk to you all later, and good luck.